morning, Chairman Mass and representatives. Thank you for having us today on day 495 since our loved ones were taken by Hamas terrorists and their accomplices. My name is Moshe Lavi. I'm a proud Israeli, proud captain in reserves of the Israel Defense Forces, and most importantly, a proud brother to my sister Moshe Miran Lavi, and a brother-in-law to Omri Miran, who was kidnapped on October 7th. Lishaya has been fighting for 495 days for the return of her partner, Omri. She has been fighting so that her family, her two daughters, Ronnie and Alma, will have their father again. Let me share a bit about Omri. Omri has a beautiful soul, a gentle heart, and a kind smile. He's a shiatsu therapist and a gardener, healing people in his clinic, peeling plants in the gardens of Kibbutz Nachal Oz, where he started his life with Lishai. A lover of sport, a literature enthusiast, a man who is connected to nature, a spiritual person who believes in the goodness of the heart of mankind. He met my sister in March 2020, and amid the global pandemic, they fell in love, built a home to themselves, and started a family, bringing to the world my two nieces, Ronnie, who is 3.5 years old, and Alma, who will mark her second birthday in 2 months, in a month, in March, hopefully with her father. On October the 7th, Omri, Lishai, and the girls were at their home. Hamas terrorists barged into their home, luring them to open the door by using a teenager named Tomer Arava. Tomer begged for his life, so Lishai and Omri opened the door. They wanted to save his life, even though they knew the terrorists would be entering their home. Tomer's body was found a few days later because Hamas terrorists were responsible for his death, despite the fact he was used throughout that day to make people open their doors. For hours, Lishai, Omri, and the girls were held at gunpoint as captives in their own home. They were grouped with another family from the kibbutz, the Dan family, whose eldest daughter, Mayan, was murdered that morning, and were abused. This was all live streamed on Facebook for the world to see. And despite there are naysayers today who are denying the atrocities of October 7th, we have plenty of footage, plenty of videos to showcase to the world of the atrocities Hamas committed that day. Hamas and their accomplices, including civilians, who entered the kibbutzim and the towns of southern Israel, where I grew up, and ravaged them, burning houses with people in them, raping women, killing and injuring countless people. At 1:30 p.m. that day, Omri was handcuffed and was instructed to stand up. That was when he was taken hostage to the Gaza Strip with a few other members of Kibbutz Nachal Oz. Lishai, my sister, told him she loves him, she'd take care of the girls, and ask him not to be a hero. Omri responded that he loves her, and that was the last time they saw each other. Ronnie, my 3-year-old niece, tried to run to him. Luckily, Lishai stopped her. At 5:30 p.m. that day, Lishai and the girls were rescued. My parents and my other sister and her family were rescued as well. I could have been a man without a family. I was in New York at the time. I was lucky. My family survived. By being lucky means that you have a hostage in your family who's been held by Hamas terrorists for 495 days. I'm grateful for all the work done by our great ally, the United States, and its elected officials, you, over the past 16 months, whether by the previous administration and naturally by the current administration, the Trump administration, which has secured a deal that has saved thus far the lives of 26 individuals, Israelis and foreign citizens, who were rescued, released from the grips of the terrorists who held them captive. But our mission is not done. Our mission as families is to keep amplifying the voices of our loved ones. I'm here not to speak as Moshe, I'm here to speak as Omri Miran, who is calling from the dungeons of Hamas for the rescue, asking his own government to do everything it can to preserve our ethos, Israeli and Jewish ethos and social contract, to redeem our captives, asking for the international community to hold accountable the perpetrators of October the 7th and those who funded and sponsored them, including countries like Iran, and asking you to do everything you can to pressure the stakeholders, the mediator countries, to force Hamas to a viable agreement, to understand that we now need to act fast so that those who still remain captive, alive, will be saved and rehabilitated in the state of Israel, and those who were murdered or killed on October 7th or in captivity will receive the honor to be buried in the land of Israel so that their families will have a closure. This is our greatest mission. This is the greatest mission of our time as Israelis, as families of hostages. And I'm humbled that you took on yourself as a country, as representatives, to take that mission as well. I implore you to keep pressuring everyone to make sure that people like Omri are not forgotten, that their stories are shared everywhere, that their beautiful souls are the ones that matter, so that everyone will receive the closure they need. I thank you, both parties, for doing everything you can, and ask you to keep doing it so that this agreement will not fall apart and that we'll have the reunification of all hostages with their loved ones. Thank you.
Thank you, Moshe. David.